Hi, friends. Welcome back to Sheena's Homestead. I am doing another episode on keto and carnivore style meals. This one here is classified as keto, it is low carb. This is just a style of life that we are going to live probably for the rest of our lives. We're keeping it low carb, we're keeping it almost zero sugar. If we use any sugar at all, it will always be honey. But today I am making a low carb taco, and let me show you how I do this. So on Tuesdays, I pick up a rotisserie chicken from Whole Foods, and they're on sale for $10. They're already cooked, they're already seasoned and ready to go. And I just mix up some of my taco sauce here in a bowl with some water, and I will add my rotisserie chicken to that in just a minute. But let me show you. I just kind of break it down and then we get it nice in the mixture, kind of mix it up a little bit. The kids don't necessarily like the taco seasoning, so I do most of this for just Rob and I. And then make sure you have clean hands and then just peel apart your chicken. It's the easiest way to shred your chicken, really, is just using your fingers. It is super tender. It is really a nice meal to cook up pretty quickly on a Tuesday afternoon. I don't know if you have seen these before, but these are, I believe they're called Egg Life tortilla shells, and they are made just from egg whites, and they do have some seasoning in them. So they're absolutely delicious, and I gotta say, I don't really miss having a true real tortilla, especially for the amount of carbohydrates that real tortillas have. I believe the burrito ones that we were eating before have something like 37 carbs in one tortilla, which is ridiculous. So if you're counting carbs, this is the way to go. And I got these at Aldi. They were a lot less expensive than they are listed at other places. I believe they go for around $8 a package here in the Chicagoland area. But I bought these at Aldi for $4.99. So they're about $1 per taco shell, which is really not a bad price when you consider how much you could pay for them at any other grocery store. So check out your Aldi and see if you have them too. I actually found them in the refrigerated section. They're not with the other tortillas because they're egg. So make sure you look there and grab some if you can. And now I'm simply adding some taco toppings the way you would with any traditional taco. So we have some cheese, we have some nice leafy green lettuce that I have chopped up for everyone. And then we also do things like tomatoes, a green onion, I have cilantro, just anything extra that you can get in there that's green and healthy for you. Just load it on up. This meal is an all-time favorite in our house, and it is on repeat for Taco Tuesday. And on this day, I actually found guacamole at Whole Foods with a 50% off sticker. So we went ahead and grabbed 2 of those as well. And that just takes these tacos to the next level. And don't forget a little dollop of sour cream. This meal definitely falls within the keto lines. You can see here I just squeezed a lime on top. And then I also have this salsa. The salsa is stuff that I canned from my own garden over the summer, and it is a great addition to any Taco Tuesday. So on to breakfast. They are pretty simple and easy around here. Our chickens are finally laying again, so we just cook up a couple of fried eggs. And then moving on to dinner the next night, we are using the leftover rotisserie chicken from the night before. We actually have quite a lot left, and I am making a carnivore pizza. So what you do is you just take your leftover rotisserie chicken, put it in a blender or food processor, and you want to mix it up so that it is really, really fine. Basically, it's going to turn into a dough. And then we add 1 egg to that mixture. Now, you can put as many, herbs and spices as you want in. I should have put more in. I have to remember that for next time. But then I put about a cup of Parmesan cheese in, and this was just left over from a Caesar salad previously. Otherwise, I would have shredded up my own. But we're just making sure nothing goes to waste. So we've got all that in the food processor, and you can see here that it looks like a dough. So the next step is to get wax paper or parchment paper, either one works. We're gonna roll out our quote unquote dough so that we get it nice and thin. The thinner that you get it, the better your pizza crust will turn out. The first time I did it, I didn't roll it as thin as I should have, and since then, I've just made a point to make sure that I roll it really, really nice and thin, and you'll see for yourself that it does work out better that way. So you just take some of your dough and put it out, and then put another piece of parchment paper on top. And then as you keep rolling out, you just want to make sure that you are pulling the paper off from time to time so that it doesn't get completely stuck. And you'll see what I mean by that. And you can see right here that I just kind of lift up the paper and make sure on both sides that it's not stuck to the paper, because that'll be a problem for you later. And then we transfer it over to a baking tray. And you can see there that I had a little bit of problem with sticking, but not too bad. So then I took the rest of it and I made a second pizza because I am feeding 6 of us. So definitely needed 2 for this night. So you want to have your oven preheat at 400 degrees, and then you're going to put your pizza crust in for about 15 minutes, and then check on it after that. And then here I am just using my basil that I have been growing all winter, and I'll show you real quick how I prune this basil. You're looking for those little nubs at the base where another set of leaves are going to come out. So when you find that, see, this is a great example, and it is hard to show you one-handed here. So I ended up going to get my kitchen scissors so that I could show you a little bit better. But after you clip right at that spot where the little leaf nubs are starting to grow a new set of leaves, it sends the growth hormone back down into the plant, and that will be the new end. And it will send its growth hormone into those leaves and start to grow a whole new section of plant. So it's really helpful to know that so that you can keep your plant going and going and going. So now you can see here that the plant is branching off, and there's 2 individual branches that are going to grow from that one clip. So that is how you get your plant to be nice and bushy. So here we have some fresh mozzarella that we're going to use tonight, and then this is my canned and jarred tomato sauce. I have a lot of new subscribers lately, and I believe you're all coming because of these keto-friendly meals that I have been making and sharing with you all. And I just wanted to let you know that I am a gardener, and that is mainly what my channel is about. I have a homestead in the suburbs, and we do have chickens and ducks. And I grow most of our food in the summertime. So if you are new, I would love to show you how I garden, how I can and jar a lot of our food so that it can be used through the winter time. And obviously I make keto-friendly meals, so I can show you how to do all of that and so much more. So please consider subscribing. Back to our pizza, I am using this sausage, and I'm just cutting open the liner on it and then peeling back the sausage meat. So I'm just placing it in a bowl and getting rid of the sausage liner. And this is what we're going to put on top of our pizza. So I just break it up into little parts so that we can put it all over the top of our pizza. So next up, we are just going to put some red onion as one of our toppings. You can literally do whatever it is that makes you happy. Even our kids will eat it this way. So we use a lot of red onion. And if you've watched my other episodes, you know that we like onion anyway. So I am always using it in our keto recipes. And with this white onion, I'm actually reserving it for Liliana's very famous Thousand Island dressing. And she is going to make that for you right now. She is so good at this recipe. She's my little sous chef. She's always with me in the kitchen. And again, if you're new here, we homeschool. So we're together a lot. And she is my youngest. She's 8. And she's very, very good at using all the tools in the kitchen and helping me make dinner almost every night. So she's showing you that we're putting sour cream in here. We also have some mayo. Usually I make my own mayonnaise, but on this night I didn't have any, so she's just using some organic stuff we bought from Trader Joe's. And then we're using ketchup. This is unsweetened. There is no sugar in this ketchup. So that is really nice for anyone on the keto and carnivore diet. And then we've got some paprika. She really likes paprika, so she ends up putting a lot more than just that in. And then we have our sweet pickle relish from Trader Joe's. It's absolutely delicious. So she mixes that in as well. And then a pinch of salt. And she is quite literal with her pinch of salt. And last but not least, we have our onions. So these are just a white onion. You can chop them up even more fine than this, but like I said, we really enjoy our onions in this family. So ours are in a little bit bigger of chunks than what is traditional. So then you mix that all together and you have a delicious Thousand Island dressing recipe. And she takes a lot of pride because the whole family really loves when she makes it. And everyone claims that they can tell when it's Liliana made. So she's proud of that. So she quickly went outside to play with our neighbors and she forgot one ingredient, which is lemon juice. And it really does brighten up the whole thing, so don't leave it out. So now I am adding my homemade tomato sauce. And just a reminder, you got to check the labels when you're buying your tomato sauce from the store. A lot of times they add sugar to it. So just make sure that you're buying one that has no sugar or at least is reduced sugar, because that is a sneaky place that you can end up having too much for your keto diet. Next up here is our fresh mozzarella. I also get this at Aldi. It is the least expensive place that I have found real fresh mozzarella. So you can buy it in these little pre-cut logs. Makes it really easy to just pop right on your pizza, and it does taste so fresh. It is truly the best topping for your pizza. So now I'm adding organic oregano to the top along with some red onion and then also the sausage. And I just try to make sure I distribute it really evenly and put a lot of toppings on so that it fills up bellies. And that way we're able to get by with such a small amount of pizza for as many people as we have because it's just loaded with toppings. And now I am preparing our salad. I learned a long time ago from Food Babe. She is an amazing food advocate on Instagram. Check her out if you never have. But be prepared, you'll learn things that you didn't want to know about our food industry. So just make sure you're ready for that. But once you are, she is a great resource. And she always said, you know, you can still have some of the things that you really enjoyed, something like pizza, but just make sure you add a salad with it. And then, you know, that it cuts down on the amount of pizza that you actually eat. We don't have to worry about that as much when we are eating a carnivore diet or a keto diet because we're doing low carb. But when you're out with other people, like at a restaurant with friends, it really does help to cut down on the amount of carbs that you've had by adding a salad with it. So now we are finally plating up our dinner for the night. And like I said, I'm giving everybody a nice healthy dose of salad, a heaping helping, if you will. And for the topping on the salad, of course, Liliana's famous Thousand Island dressing. And last, I always put my basil on after my pizza comes out of the oven. I never put it on before because it just browns and actually tends to burn. And you don't get the same taste. So I like it to be nice and fresh. And if you put it on right as it comes out of the oven, it still wilts just enough that it becomes nice and tender. And I have some leftover ingredients from our tacos from the other night, so I'm using that just to put on top of our salads. Don't want anything to go to waste. So there you have it, carnivore pizza. In here, I figured I would sneak in a little bit of my gardening for my new viewers so that you can see the other things that I am up to on the homestead. We've got to keep this train rolling, so we are getting ready for the 2025 gardening season, and that means starting my seeds. So I live in zone 6A, 6B, and we do have a shorter growing season, so that is why I get everything started at the beginning of March/April. I do some winter sowing, which is a whole different type of seed starting. If you are interested in any of that, please click back into my channel and you will see all different ways that I grow plants so that we can eat and enjoy the rest of the year. So today I am growing tomato seeds. I already have a few started and I will show you those under my grow lights in just a minute. But I grow all kinds of things. We have eggplant, tomatoes, obviously, carrots, broccoli, cabbage. The list just goes on and on. And every year we're trying something new and seeing what works for us. So I hope you liked this video, and if you're here because you like keto, carnivore type of meals, then follow along with me because I will teach you how to grow all the foods that you need in order to have the healthiest version of keto and carnivore, and it's not as hard as you might think. So if you don't mind, like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions at all, please leave them down here in the notes, and I will get back to each and every one of you. I never leave a question unanswered. So thank you for following along. I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you again next time on Sheena's Homestead. Goodbye.